difference? Because here this is the major religion.
For me, for example, it was a childhood dream to feel the freedom to be Jewish, not to be afraid to be Jewish. You know, regarding anything, religion, culture, dancing, singing. So I'm so happy. And the people in Israel, you know, you could see people all over the world. It's a small world from the whole world, you know, like you could meet from everywhere. And that's why I feel so happy. Venezuela, Finland, you know, England, yeah, Canada. So, and everybody brings a little piece of own culture as well.
Anyone else wants to share?
Yes, I would add what you talked about the religious aspects. But, Judaism is both a religion and also a people. So if before the state was recreated, people were already Jewish, so belonging to a people without a state. So I think for people who are Jewish outside Israel, they have a double culture. So for my part, I'm French, so I'm French but also Jewish. So you have to find a balance in this double culture. And for my part, I felt more Jewish than French and closer to Israel than Israel. So I made my decision, and other people decided to stay in France, for instance.
You're a good place to immigrate.
Excuse me, sir. I've seen you've been working on integration through sport in Canada.
So for the federal government, yes, so for all of Canada.
Yeah. Do you have integration programs in Canada? In what sort of? Is it cultural? Is it economical?
It is. The programs that we set up are essentially to help new Canadians learn the language. They're mostly language and also some practical, like how to fill out a resume, how to look for a job, maybe how to help someone find a place to live. Some cultural things in the sense of your children going to school, if you needed some support that way. So it's more of the Canadian way of life rather than getting into any specific culture or religion. Myself, obviously, I'm of the Sikh faith. My parents are from India. I was born in Canada, but I associate myself with Canada and being a Canadian, and I don't at all associate myself with being Indian at all. I visited there, and that's great. And my parents are from there, but I consider myself Canadian. So, but the integration that we look for in Canada, it's a sense where we want people to feel comfortable in celebrating their own heritage. So if you're from Poland, or you're from India, or you're Philippines, China, to celebrate those cultures. But at the end of the day, they're all Canadian.
And you have quality criteria to let people immigrate to Canada?
Have to be Jewish.
Our requirements to immigrate to Canada are mostly, so we have a couple of different categories. One is there is a family class. So if your children are in Canada, there are some spaces to bring parents over or siblings over. There's some rules there. We do take in some refugees from around the world. It's a responsibility we have with the United Nations. Most of immigration to Canada is economic immigration. So if you have skills that Canada needs, then you can apply, and you have an opportunity, a good opportunity to immigrate to Canada. We're actually going further now that if you have skills that Canada needs, and there is actually a company in Canada who would like to hire you from wherever you are in the world, and then that company can apply for you directly, and we will fast track that process for you to be able to go to Canada.
Do you have age limitation for your programs?
No. There's actually no age limitation. What we do is it's kind of a matrix. So if you actually get more points if you are if you have a younger age, and again, the most emphasis we have that we are going to be putting on in our new program now is going to be employment. So if you have employment and a company is willing to hire you, bring you there, then that's going to be the most
Relocation.
important part. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.